We're about to take you on a journey through time to uncover 13 of the rarest supercars from the 1940s. Number 1. Allard K1. Picture this. It's 1946, and in a small British workshop, Sidney Allard is about to turn the sports car world on its head. But why would anyone dream of combining leftover Ford parts with a custom-built chassis? It turns out Allard had a clever plan up his sleeve. With wartime surplus materials at his fingertips, Allard saw an opportunity. He took lightweight British design principles and married them to powerful American V8 engines. The result? The Allard K1, a car that was about to shake things up on both the road and the track. This unlikely blend of British finesse and American muscle quickly proved its worth. The K1 wasn't just fast, it was a force to be reckoned with. It dominated races and turned heads on the streets, proving that sometimes the most unexpected combinations create the most extraordinary results. Number 2. Porsche 356. In post-war Germany, resources were scarce, but dreams were big. How could a fledgling company with almost nothing create a car that would compete with the giants? The answer lay in a revolutionary design that turned conventional wisdom on its head. Ferrari Porsche had a vision of the perfect sports car, one that didn't exist yet. As he famously said, "I looked around and couldn't find quite the car I dreamed of, so I decided to build it myself." This dream led to the birth of the Porsche 356 in 1948. The 356 wasn't just another car, it was a game changer. Porsche's team placed the engine in the rear, giving the car incredible balance and handling. This little 1.1-liter flat-4 engine might have only produced 35 horsepower, but it could push the 356 to a top speed of 80
miles per hour.
Not bad for a car born in tough times. Number 3. Alfa Romeo 6C 2500. From the ashes of war, a phoenix rose in Italy. But this wasn't just any rebirth, it was a renaissance on wheels. How did Alfa Romeo manage to create a car that could reach speeds of 96
miles per hour
when most of Europe was still rebuilding? The answer lies in the remarkable story of the 6C 2500. Alfa Romeo was determined to reclaim its pre-war glory, and the 6C 2500 was their ticket to the top. At its heart was a 2.5-liter straight-six engine, a masterpiece designed by the legendary Vittorio Jano. This powerhouse churned out 90 horses, making the 6C 2500 one of the fastest cars of its time. But speed wasn't everything. The 6C 2500 was a technological marvel, boasting independent front suspension and hydraulic brakes. This meant it wasn't just quick, it was smooth and safe too. And talk about stylish! Renowned coach builders like Pininfarina and touring Super Leggera crafted stunning bodies for the 6C 2500, turning heads wherever it went. Number 4. Aston Martin DB1. While Italy reveled in its automotive rebirth, Britain was quietly plotting its own revolution. Aston Martin, a name synonymous with luxury and performance today, was teetering on the brink of obscurity. That is, until an unlikely hero emerged with a vision that would change everything. Enter the DB1, a car that would either make or break the brand's future. In 1947, David Brown, a successful tractor manufacturer, saw potential where others saw only ruin. His purchase of Aston Martin wasn't just a business deal, it was the beginning of a legacy. But could a man known for farm equipment really breathe new life into a struggling sports car brand? The answer came in the form of the DB1. At its heart was a 2.0-liter engine designed by Claude Hill, pumping out 90 horsepower. This might not sound like much today, but back then, it was enough to propel the DB1 to a respectable 93 mph. The car's chassis was equally impressive, featuring a modern design that prioritized both performance and handling. Number 5. Jaguar XK120. Just as Aston Martin reclaimed its glory, Jaguar prepared to roar onto the scene. But here's a puzzling question. How did a company known for luxury sedans suddenly produce the fastest production car in the world? The answer lies in the revolutionary XK120, a machine that would blur the line between road car and race car. Picture the 1948 London Motor Show. The crowds are buzzing and Jaguar is about to drop a bombshell. They unveil the XK120, a car so sleek and aerodynamic it looks like it's moving even when standing still. But it's not just about looks. Under that curvy aluminum body lurks a secret weapon, the all-new XK engine. This power plant was a game changer. It could push the XK120 to speeds that left jaws on the floor. In 1949, at a speed trial, the XK120 hit an astonishing 132.6
miles per hour.
Just like that, Jaguar had the fastest production car in the world. Number 6. Bristol 401. From warplanes to luxury cars, it sounds like an unlikely transition, but for one company, it led to the creation of a vehicle that would redefine automotive aerodynamics. The Bristol 401 wasn't just ahead of its time, it was operating in a different dimension altogether. Born from the Bristol Aeroplane Company, Bristol cars brought a unique perspective to the automotive world. But how exactly would principles of flight translate to the open road? The answer came in the form of the 401's sleek wind-cheating body. Using techniques straight from aircraft wind tunnels, Bristol created a car that sliced through the air with unprecedented efficiency. Under the hood, the 401 packed a punch with its BMW-derived 2-liter straight-six engine. This power plant, producing 85 horsepower, could propel the car to an impressive 97
miles per hour.
But speed wasn't the only trick up the 401's sleeve. Its lightweight aluminum body panels, mounted on a tubular steel frame, gave the car a nimble, responsive feel that was unmatched by its contemporaries. Number 7. Cisitalia 202. While Bristol looked to the skies, another manufacturer found inspiration in the halls of high art. Ever wondered what happens when you blur the line between automobile and masterpiece? The Cisitalia 202 wasn't just a car. It was a rolling sculpture that would change the face of automotive design forever. Imagine a car so beautiful it earned a spot in New York's Museum of Modern Art. That's the Cisitalia 202 for you. But how did a small Italian company create such an influential design? The secret lay in Pininfarina's revolutionary envelope body style. This smooth, continuous form seamlessly blended the hood, body, and fenders, creating a unified look that was years ahead of its time. But the 202 wasn't just about looks. Under that gorgeous skin was a tubular space-frame chassis, making it both light and sturdy. Paired with a peppy 1.1-liter Fiat engine, this beauty could hit speeds of 103
miles per hour.
Not bad for a work of art. Number 8. Talbat Logo T26. Elegance is one thing, but what about sheer unbridled power? Picture this. It's 1948, and you're behind the wheel of a car that can hit 124
miles per hour.
Impossible, you say? Not for Talbat Logo. Their T26 was about to redefine what a road car could do, leaving competitors in its dust. Talbat Logo wasn't just another car company. They were racing royalty, and they had a dream: to bring the thrill of Grand Prix racing to the streets. But could this small French manufacturer really take on the automotive giants? The answer came roaring in the form of the T26. At the heart of this beast was a 4.5-liter six-cylinder engine, pumping out a whopping 190 horsepower. This wasn't just any engine. It was born from Talbat Logo's racing pedigree, giving the T26 a serious bite to match its bark. Number 9. Tucker Torpedo. While Europe had its automotive mavericks, America was about to witness its own rebellion on wheels. What if a car could not only outperform its rivals but also save lives? Preston Tucker had a vision that would shake Detroit to its core. In 1948, Tucker unveiled the Torpedo, a car so advanced it might as well have come from the future. At its heart was a powerful rear-mounted six-cylinder engine, producing 166 horsepower. This unusual setup gave the Torpedo better balance and handling than its front-engined competitors. But it wasn't just about performance. Tucker was obsessed with safety. The Torpedo featured a padded dashboard and a windshield designed to pop out during a crash. unheard of at the time. Perhaps most striking was the third headlight that turned with the steering wheel, illuminating the road around corners. Number 10. Maserati A6. As Tucker's vision faded, another company was about to redefine the term street legal. What happens when a racing legend decides to build cars for the public? Maserati's answer would set the stage for decades of automotive passion. In 1947, Maserati took a bold leap from the racetrack to the road with the A6. This wasn't just any car. It was a gentleman's racer that could turn heads on the street and dominate on the track. At its heart was a sophisticated 1.5-liter inline-six engine, pumping out 65 horsepower. Sure, that might not sound like much today, but back then, it was enough to push the A6 to a thrilling 96
miles per hour.
But the A6 wasn't just about speed. Its tubular steel chassis and independent front suspension gave it the kind of smooth, responsive ride that made every drive feel special. And let's talk about those looks. Pininfarina worked their magic, crafting a sleek, aerodynamic body with hidden headlights that screamed luxury and performance. Number 11. Triumph Roadster 1800. While Maserati was pushing the limits of speed, another company was redefining comfort in sports cars. Imagine a car that could carry 5 passengers, yet still turn heads at the country club. In post-war Britain, Triumph was about to prove that innovation could thrive even in times of austerity. The 1946 Triumph Roadster 1800 was a marvel of British ingenuity. With materials in short supply, Triumph turned to aluminum for the car's body, creating a lightweight yet strong structure. This clever solution not only saved on scarce resources but also improved the car's performance. But the real showstopper? The Roadster's unique 3-person front seat. Yes, you read that right, 3 people up front. And if that wasn't enough, the car's dicky seat in the back could accommodate 2 more passengers, complete with its own folding windscreen. Talk about making the most of limited space. Under the hood, the Roadster packed a 1.8-liter engine producing 65 horsepower. It might not sound like much, but it was enough to push this charming Brit to a respectable 75
miles per hour.
Paired with a smooth suspension, the Roadster offered a comfortable ride that was hard to beat in its day. Number 12. Laganda 2.6L. As Triumph embraced tradition, another marque was about to redefine automotive luxury. What happens when 2 legendary car brands join forces? The story of Laganda and Aston Martin's union is about to challenge everything you thought you knew about post-war supercars. In 1948, David Brown didn't just buy Aston Martin, he snagged Laganda too. But could Laganda keep its identity while sharing Aston Martin's toys? The answer came in the form of the Laganda 2.6L, a car that proved luxury and performance could be best friends. At the heart of this elegant beast was an engine designed by none other than W.O. Bentley himself. This 2.6-liter straight-six pumped out 105 horsepower, enough to push the car to a respectable 90
miles per hour.
But speed wasn't everything. The 2.6L was all about smooth cruising. The real game changer? The 2.6L was the first British car to offer all-independent suspension. This meant it glided over bumps like they weren't even there. Drivers could choose between a sleek 4-door saloon or a stylish 2-door drophead coupe, both designed by Frank Felly. Number 13. Healey Silverstone. What if I told you there was a car from the 1940s that could transform itself from a race-ready beast to a comfortable daily driver? The Healey Silverstone wasn't just ahead of its time. It was rewriting the rules of what a sports car could be. But how did this small British company pull off such an engineering feat? Donald Healey had a vision: create a car that could dominate the track on Sunday and cruise to work on Monday. The Silverstone, named after the famous racing circuit, was his answer. With its sleek aluminum body and narrow roadster style, it looked fast even standing still, but the real magic was under the skin. Powered by a 2.4-liter Riley engine pumping out 104 horsepower, the Silverstone could hit an impressive 110
miles per hour.
Its superior suspension system provided excellent handling, crucial for both racing and everyday driving. But the most clever feature? A retractable windscreen that could be lowered to improve aerodynamics during races.